Hello, this is Team Scumbags and this is our code walkthrough video. Okay, so our first class is our login class, which has got three main references included, which is the mysql.data.sql client and our Scrum Planner database, which is in our database folder. Okay, using DB Connect, it references this hyperlink here, okay, and it hasn't been edited in any way other than to include our database credentials. Okay, back to our login, we also use password hash, which is also referenced as an external class. Password hash is referenced from this address here. Okay, moving into our actual code then. So our login class has got three main methods: a login method, a register method, and our user login validation method. So login button creates an account, an instance of account, and then passes in our two variables, which is our username and text box from our interface. If the account is validated, it will then create an instance of the project overview interface page, and that will create an interface showing our projects for that user. Secondly, then the register button. Register button just creates a new instance of the register class, okay, and that allows the user to register and create an account to the application. And then this is just our validation for our user logon. It takes in two parameters, both of type string, looking for the username and password of the account. It creates a connection to our database, and then we'll search the accounts table where the username is equal to the username we've just passed in. If it is, it will then search. It's going to create a boolean valid, and it will check for a password validation using password hash. Okay. If that turns valid, it will then return the account. Moving on to the register class, it then uses system.net.getMail in order to create a mail address for the username, and I'll put it into the mail address format. Again, it's pretty straightforward class. There's a few validations, making sure that the username is a valid email address and that they've selected a role and that both the passwords match. Again, all the code's commented and includes, footnotes where we need to revisit some work. And then whenever we've created a connection to the database past all our validation codes, and then write our variables to a database that we've set up. Okay, once we've registered and made an account and then opened up the application and then presented with a project overview interface, the project overview interface can allow you to create a new project, which then creates an instance of create new project. Whenever we create a new project, it'll pass in our user and our list view data. List view data is like a sys class where it then shows the variables we want to show. So we're looking for a project name, then creates getters and setters for different variables. Okay. Yep. Moving on to our project. Once we've created a project and we've opened it up from the project overview interface, we'll then be presented with the product backlog of that project. The product backlog has three main functionalities. It'll let you create user stories, it will let you to create sprints, and then it'll let you to assign your Scrum Masters. Okay, from this interface we can then branch off into various other different functions. As I previously stated, there's our sprints, tasks within a sprint, which is then going to be implemented within the sprint backlog, and user stories as well. Okay, that sort of covers a quick insight into our classes and how we sort of implemented each in order to create a functionality for our project. Looking then towards the testing side of things, we created a separate project called scrum.test, and within it we have a few test cases in order to test our work as we go. So the first one is login.test, and this looks for public void testing an incorrect login. So we pass in two variables which don't exist within our database, and hopefully they fail. Or if it's null, that will then pass, and that will come up as a correct test case. Secondly, will then be the test correct login, where we pass in some correct credentials, and then they get asserted and hopefully passed. Okay. A few other test cases, but that generally covers everything that I can quickly show you in 5 minutes. I hope that's been a good enough insight to show you for our work, and let me know if there's anything else you need me to do.